Hello, and welcome to 219 GreenConnect, where we explore topics about the environment and green living in Northwest Indiana. For past show archives, news, and upcoming events, you can check out our website at 219greenconnect.com or join us on Facebook or Twitter. Today's show is made possible by My Social Media Coach, providers of social media coaching and training for small businesses and nonprofit organizations. Learn more at www.mysocialmediacoach.com. And I am Kathy Sipple. I'm your host. And with me today, I am pleased to have Kathleen Szot and Dan Plath, both of NIPSCO. And they are going to be telling us about NIPSCO's Green Power Program. So thanks so much for joining me, and really anxious to learn more about this great program that I know a lot of environmentally minded folks around Northwest Indiana are going to be excited to participate in.
Thanks so much, Kathy. Really appreciate it.
Yes, tell us a little bit about the program. As I understand, it's a voluntary program that allows customers to designate a portion or all of their monthly electric usage to renewable energy source? Okay. Yeah, so how does that work?
Well, it's a relatively new program for NIPSCO. It allows our customers completely voluntary participation, but for those who are interested in supporting, green initiatives, this is really geared towards those folks. And what it does is allows those people to opt in to support renewable energy. So when you hear renewable, you think wind, solar, hydro, and those are really the green technologies that are really, really on the forefront right now and doing a lot of great things all across the U.S. So this is a program that allows folks who are interested in supporting that type of energy to opt in. They can sign up through NIPSCO's website, and we will purchase renewable energy for that individual's household on the customer's behalf. So it's relatively flexible in terms of cost and how long you want to participate. You can opt in and opt out at any time, and there's a variety of levels based on the percentage of your home you want to be supplied with green power. So we think it's a good program, a good way for people to kind of learn more about renewable energy, and it really makes it simple for folks to opt in. You can select as a homeowner, as a NIPSCO electric customer, you can opt in for either 25, 50, or 100% of your home's energy usage to come from renewable sources. So it's definitely something new for customers, and we're excited to get the word out and have the opportunity to have people thinking a little bit more about where their power comes from.
And it's also actually available for commercial industrial customers as well.
Oh,
if your business or school is interested in this, and there's even a little bit more flexibility there, you can go down as far as 10% of it attributed to that, to renewable energy. So it pretty much, if you're an NIPSCO electric customer, they're eligible for this program.
Okay. And so I read on your website that you do this through renewable energy certificates, or RECs. So how does that program work exactly? I mean, what transpires when somebody signs up for the program?
Sure. Well, when you think about power and where it comes from, all of the U.S. is connected on a grid. So all the different generation sources, be it a hydroelectric facility or a wind turbine or a solar farm, they all tie in together. And through this network that is based on all these renewable energy sources, we can purchase credits, renewable energy credits, and for short we call them RECs. And that allows us to quantify that a certain amount of electric usage comes from that source. So, there's a variety of wind and solar and hydro projects across the U.S. Our program in particular, because we wanted to support Midwestern renewable energy projects, a lot of the Midwest has wind farms, as many folks see as they're driving down I-65 near Reynolds, Indiana, for example. So, there's a lot of great renewable energy developments that we're looking to support through this program. Currently, most of the credits that we purchase happen to come from wind developments, but it's definitely kind of elusive to the common person to understand, how do these credits work? But it really just allows us to help fuel and support these renewable energy developers so they can continue to do good things in terms of developing their green technology.
Okay.
And just to add on, there's a certification program called GreenE, which basically is a third-party certification where they watch and they certify that these credits are indeed used and basically retired. So it's not like you can keep using the same credits over and over again. There's definitely a check in there too as well.
Okay. So as a consumer, steps would be I go to your website, and that is just simply NIPSCO&rsquo.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then where would I go from there to find out about this program?
You can actually click the search button in the top right corner. You can enter green power, and it'll get you right to the right information. It breaks down how the program works, that there are multiple levels available, and that you can opt in at 25%, 50%, or 100% as a residential customer, and then commercial customers have that additional flexibility of 10%. Reason being for that, our commercial customers are really our largest users of electricity, so they're much larger than the average household electric bill that most other folks are having. So by giving them that 10% level, it gives them a chance to participate and support the program, but not have quite as big of an impact on their bill. So, but it'll go through all the details. It'll talk a little bit more to Dan's point about the RECs and the certification process behind that. Then it'll talk about how much does it cost. That's what people want to know. The nice thing about this program, it really builds on a commitment to renewable energy that NIPSCO has had for many years. We've been purchasing 100 megawatts of wind for our own generation portfolio for the last several years, and this is now a program that allows us to add on to that a little bit more and give customers the choice to, vote, so to speak, for green energy, and really have that choice to put their own home kind of off the grid, so to speak. If they support 100% green energy, they can, take their home technically, off the grid, so to speak, and really, support the green environmental causes that are behind it. So, but when you get down to the dollars and cents behind it, we did some calculations based on the average household to give people a sense for how much to expect to be added on to their bill for this, because everybody's conscientious about that. And for the average household, 100% green power would cost $2 a month additional on your NIPSCO electric bill. So that kind of gives you a sense, and obviously that's the extreme end. We realize people might want to dip their toe and just buy in at 25% electric usage. That would be 50 cents additional each month. So all that information's on the website. We know, there's lots to think about, but the nice thing is it's here and it's flexible. And it's something we definitely encourage people, even if they're not in a position to be able to afford, an additional expense on their bill right now, to know that it's out there and something to consider for the future.
Also, if you're not on the, especially for some of the people out there who might not be on the internet or too tech savvy as far as getting on the internet, all they have to do is dial 1-800 for NIPSCO. Actually, I just talked my folks into signing up for this program, and my mom and dad don't own a computer, and I got the feedback from them, and it was good. They knew exactly the people on the other end of the line knew exactly what to do, and it took them less than 5 minutes to get signed up for it. So
okay, I will admit I thought it would be a really good idea for me to be signed up before we did this interview, and I tried to sign on to my account and couldn't remember my password, so I think I'll be calling that number. Dan, could you please repeat that one more time?
It's 1-800-4-NIPSCO, like number 4 NIPSCO.
Okay. Okay, so the number 4, and then do you know the equivalent numbers by any chance, just in case people want the real number?
Sure, it's either 1-800-4NIPSCO, or that equates to 1-800-47.
If you don't know, that's okay. If you have it handy, great. If not, people can definitely look on their phones and find out. That's no problem. And I'd like to just suggest, one way that might help make this transition a little bit more cost neutral, and that is to take advantage of a free home energy assessment. Green Drinks, the program that I organize here in Northwest Indiana each month for environmentally conscious individuals to meet up and get together. And I think we're going to be hosting you guys at an upcoming program too, so people there can learn more about this in person. Details forthcoming. But in any case, if you go to 219greenconnect.com, there is a banner right from our homepage that will tell you how you can get involved with Energizing Indiana. And with that free home energy assessment, you get, at no cost, up to 14 CFL light bulbs, 2 low-flow shower heads, 2 bathroom sink aerators, 1 kitchen sink aerator, pipe wrap for hot water heater, and a detailed report on how you can save energy throughout your home. And they say no follow-up sales calls. So why is, NIPSCO behind all these great programs? I mean, what's in that for you to sell, green energy, or to, help people get more, energy conscious? I mean, that just seems like a really great thing to be doing.
One of the things, what's in it for NIPSCO, one is obviously they want to take and be, great in terms of customer service for one, but really one driver for NIPSCO is if we take and, if you look at the trends, energy consumption, generally speaking, has been on an upward trend. Plasma TVs, things that require electricity. If we are able to be more efficient, that's less generation that we're going to have to, long-term make these big investments for new generation. So if we can cut down on energy consumption, that actually does benefit not only NIPSCO, but, the grid in general, that there's less generation that has to be on just because we're that much more efficient. So
okay.
in a long and a short of it, I think that's probably one of the biggest benefits for us because, generation is incredibly expensive and we all have to pay for that. So if we can be more efficient, and then also, of course, the environmental benefits to it as well.
Right.
So those are NIPSCO is very conscious about its what we emit and what our portfolio is, and greenhouse gas emissions, everything under that is something that we're very committed to, and reductions in. So this really folds into that. So it's really kind of a triple win, I think, a win for the customers, win for the environment, and hopefully a win for the bottom line for people's and our pocketbooks.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, though, when you put it that way, just as we keep adding gadgets and bigger and quote-unquote better gadgets in our home that require more electric, that does make sense that there would just be, an increased push. And so if I'm, just to restate it, tell me if this is the correct understanding, you can avoid some investment in, perhaps unnecessary capital expenditure that you'd need to build just to handle that excess. But if people can, kind of downgrade what they need or just be more efficient, that saves you some money, so you're willing to help the consumer convert or save some money as well. Am I kind of getting it?
I think you nailed it.
Yeah,
okay. Well, that really makes sense, Yeah.
Yeah, the other great thing about, the programs and tips that we offer to help customers save energy, it really empowers them because, we're consumers of so many products that we have a choice over, and your power is something that, it depends on where you live. And so this really empowers our customers to realize that their behaviors and not just turning off the lights, but the type of light bulbs you're buying, or, the fact that you replace your furnace filter every few months. Those things can all have an impact on your bill. So it's really about empowering customers just to think a bit more about their behavior and at home, and things that they could do or implement that would help them see savings on their bill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that it's, it also, of course, benefits the customers because, obviously, especially with tougher economic times for some folks, especially too, we need to be more conscious about this sort of thing. And, this is a way that people can hopefully reduce what their bill is at the end of the month too as well.
Right, and not to make any other kind of power wrong, but a vote for Renewable is kind of an investment in, our region's future. That Renewable, just the very term suggests what it means, that, sunlight, it's hopefully going to keep coming up, and the wind, is going to keep blowing. So I just think that's really encouraging and a really progressive, program for your company to be involved in. So I'm definitely going to make the switch, and I encourage listeners to think about, at least signing up for the minimum. If that bite doesn't feel too hard, hey, go for it. 100% with an average increased cost of $2 per month per household is not bad. I mean, so if I'm understanding that correctly, the average person would incur, about $25 for the whole year extra. I mean, gosh, I think we can spend $25 pretty easily in a day, a week, a month. So for a whole year to convert your household energy usage over to a renewable energy source, I think has got to be some great karma as well as just being the right thing to do. So please, if you do this, I'd like to hear from you. If you can, either email me, Kathy@219greenconnect.com. I'd love to put your comments up on our blog, or there will be a blog post on 219greenconnect.com with a link to this podcast. And I'd love to just hear your comments about, why did you make the switch? You can write to us on Facebook, facebook.com/219greenconnect, and tell us you made the switch. Tell us that you heard it here on 219 Green Connect and that it made a difference. We just love to know that people are listening, and that this is, it's a engaged group of environmentally conscious people that are willing to vote with, their dollars to make a difference in our environment and in our future. So that's really great. Do you know if this is part of a larger rollout, that extends beyond our region, or is this just a company initiative?
Yeah, there are other utilities that have programs like this. I know Indianapolis Power and Light has a similar program available for their customers. But it's just up to the individual utilities to provide programs like this. So it's still relatively new for us here at NIPSCO. At last week, I believe we had about 520 customers enrolled since the program launched early this year. So we've been really pleased. It's a good mix of residential and then some small commercial customers who have signed up. So it's nice to see that people are voting, like you said, for green, and that it's accessible to people. That was really one of the main goals of this program, was to make it not just someone who has wants to support with large sums of money their cause, which is great to do that as well. But this really makes it available and accessible for people who might not be able to make a big investment. We've seen and have been amazed at the amount of renewable energy projects going on just in our service area. We have wind projects, we have solar, we have biomass. So it's really encouraging to see that there's a really inspired green community here. And this is just another avenue that we want to offer people to get involved. And,
you talk about kind of a larger, within NIPSCO, it's part of a much larger initiative for NIPSCO itself. This is really kind of, in a certain sense, also a baby step for some customers who really want to really make a bigger impact on helping the environment. We have our feed-in tariff, which is aimed at mostly larger scale customers such as like universities, if they want to take and produce their own energy, we'll buy it back from them at a premium. And then for smaller customers, if you want to put in solar panels, for example, on your house, there's quite a few incentives that we also have within NIPSCO for that, and we'll buy that. It basically, we have what's called a net metering program, where it basically spins your meter backwards for analogy. So NIPSCO is buying the power back from you, so you can reduce your energy bill there as well that way. So there's
do I understand correctly? I'm sorry, Dan, I didn't mean to overtalk you. Did I understand correctly, too, that program has been extended?
You know, the pilot phase, it hasn't yet wrapped up, so I know that there will be plans soon to make an announcement, but it's not been announced yet. But
not official, okay.
We have really great participation and really great support from those customers who are currently participating. We have regular meetings with them and are getting great feedback. So we want to make sure all that gets factored in before we announce the next phase.
And that's feed and tear. Net metering is here. So we've got that as a program. That's an installation you put on your house, what basically spins the meter backwards. So that's something that we have. So.
Good. Well, that's great. Yeah, I thought I had seen something recently, and I'm sorry I didn't have all my ducks in a row to ask the question properly. But it sounds like what would give you good feedback too, to know that our regional consumers care about this kind of thing, is higher participation rates. So with it being a relatively new program, 500 or so is good. But how many people are in the region? How many accounts does that represent in total?
We have about 460,000 electric customers in the NIPSCO service area, so quite a big reach. The highest concentration is here in northwest Indiana, Lake and Porter counties, but we have electric customers down in Monticello. We have them in LaPorte, and all the way out as far east as Angola. So we cover quite some territory. So in terms of percentage, we'd love to see a larger share take part. But like I said, still a new program, still trying to get the word out. So opportunities like this are great for us to just be able to tell the story and get people's wheels turning about this type of a program.
And we've had some big successes already besides the residential customers, which we'd love to see way more of. Goshen College actually has opted to for the Green Power program, as well as here in Northwest Indiana, the Dunes Learning Center also has opted in, and they participate in the Green Power program. So we're getting more and more of the commercial type customers to join as well. But Goshen was one. We'd love to see some more of our universities in Northwest Indiana as well participate.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was wondering if you had any place on your website that was a corporate brag board. That would be great. I mean, I'd love to give kudos to those organizations that are adopting this kind of a policy. I think that's wonderful. It doesn't surprise me that the two you've named have done so. I've seen some great things with Goshen College about their composting efforts on campus, and they just seem really progressive in a lot of ways. And Jeff Benson, I know he's on a board that you and I are both on, Dan, and that doesn't surprise me then under his leadership the Dunes Learning Center would do similarly. But great news. Yeah. Please share them.
Hopefully we'll have some other ones soon that we could brag a little bit more about too. So. Yeah,
good. Well, I appreciate that. And again, please look on our Facebook page, look on our website for information about upcoming Green Drinks programs. We meet each month in Valparaiso, the first Wednesday of the month. Our regular meetings place is Figure 8 Brewery in Valparaiso, and we also meet the third Thursday of each month in Michigan City. Our regular meeting place is Shoreline Brewery. You should sign up for our email list to make sure that you've got the most accurate information. We do have field trips and that kind of thing every now and then. You can sign up for our email right from the website or from our Facebook page. Just, again, go to facebook.com/219 GreenConnect. and then just simply click Join Email List. And then you'll be alerted about all these great programs that we have in person and even the upcoming podcast and recorded podcast archives. So I have to say, just this past week, I think it was yesterday, somebody posted on Facebook a link that said, what is the most screwed up thing about your state? And Indiana was the least green state in the entire country. And that just, I'd really like to change that. So, through podcasts like this, through doing these monthly meetups with environmentally minded people, like green drinks. If you don't know about green drinks, we don't literally drink things that are green. It's part of an international movement. People meet in cities, over 600 cities all across the world. And again, they're just environmentally minded people that come together to talk about things like renewable energy, climate change. We had a talk on GMOs not too long ago, genetically modified foods. It really covers the gamut. So if you're interested in doing a topic like that, please, hit me up on one of the mediums I've already mentioned, or just attend and see what it's like. But we really do share some great information about the progressive things that are happening in our region. So this is really encouraging. Anything else that you guys should think or that you think people should know?
No, I think just a reminder on where to find the info. You can actually click NIPSCO.com/green to get you right to information on our Green Power program. So
wonderful. So that's NIPSCO.com/green, and we will post links to that all over our blog and Facebook page. But we'd really love to see people participating. I know that some of our most recent episodes have had almost 5,500 listens, so if we're at 500 participants right now, I'd really like to see that multiplied times 10. So listeners, please vote with your conscience and, vote for renewable energy with this choice that's available to you at very, very reasonable cost. Certainly a lot less than going out and getting your own, solar panels and all that kind of thing. This is with no capital investment, just a click of the button or pickup of the phone, you can switch over to renewable energy right through NIPSCO. So on average, it sounds like with, average consumption, that's about $2 per month. Am I understanding that correctly? Okay.
Yes. And actually, just to, some people asked a question earlier, who benefits from it as well. NIPSCO actually doesn't make any money on this program at all. It's a direct pass-through type program that is for the benefit of the customer. So just so people know that too as well.
Right.
That's usually the first question we get. So
but I think that the reason that you shared is that it can help you avoid some big capital expenditures. It could save you money if people vote wisely and take these steps. It's a win-win-win for everyone. So I think that's great, to be transparent, to say, hey, we've got some skin in the game. We'll save if we don't have to build new, non-renewable energy source plants. So let's just take this opportunity while it's here and help, reduce the pressure on the existing facilities. So I want to thank you, Dan Plath, and thank you, Kathleen Szot, for being with me today. I think that's really encouraging, what we're hearing about renewable options in our. I know we're just about out of time. If you're just joining us, you've been listening to another episode of 219 GreenConnect. So please subscribe to our podcast via iTunes, and you won't miss a thing. You can also listen to our archives there. And visit us online at 219greenconnect.com or check us out on Facebook or Twitter. That's the end of our show for today. Please check back soon.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.